Rome.
Now, we've all heard that old adage, money can't buy you happiness, but it seems the saying might not necessarily be true. Researchers at the University of British Columbia in Canada have found money may actually make you happy. Let's find out more. I'm fascinated by this. Helen Briggs from the BBC Science Unit is here. So, how do you buy happiness?
Well, the question is how you spend your money, what you do with it. So happiness, if you're very poor, obviously, then you're not going to be too happy. But above a certain level, then money doesn't tend to make people any happier at all. So they wanted to see, the psychologist, what effect time had on this idea we're all running out of time now. And they found that if you use your money to pay people to do the chores that you don't like, things like the cooking, the cleaning, that kind of thing, then that will actually increase your happiness levels.
They talk about time famine. They talk about the stress involved by not having time. It was interesting. They looked at 6,000 adults, 800 millionaires, and only a third of them were spending money to actually buy a bit more time. I was really surprised by that. So even people with money aren't necessarily spending it, which may, in the end, make them happier.
Yeah, the scientists themselves were amazed by this, that millionaires weren't generally using a lot of their money to buy back time. And they were very, very intrigued about that, why that is. And they think that it's possibly some sort of cultural baggage in that we all feel that we have to do everything ourselves. And they coined this other really interesting phrase, second shift syndrome, where you do a day in the office, you come home and then you start another day at home and you feel that you have to do all this yourself. You have to do the cleaning, the cooking. It's up to you to do it. And then you get bogged down by this list of chores. So they're sort of saying, you know, if you've got the money to spend, and this was quite a modest amount of money in this experiment they were doing, then...
Yes, I was going to say, I mean, it also sounds horrifically middle class, talking about spending your way out of doing all these sort of jobs. I mean, how much happier did it actually make people? Were they able to quantify that?
What they did is they gave people $40 and they said, spend this on something you want, a material possession. People were doing things like buying wine or clothes, or spend it on buying time back. So people were using their $40 to employ people to do chores. So it wasn't a huge amount of money, and they did find that they were much happier, the people who were buying time back.
Helen, thanks very much. This programme makes me stress, so I'm going to buy someone next week to do it for me. I'm back in a moment. Don't go away. Hello there.